Well, if you love rock and roll, you're going to love the next hour as Ricky applauds. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and I love rock and roll. Joan, I must tell you that I remember the music entrepreneur Jonathan King, who you might know, saying that was going to be a smash hit in Britain, and everybody disagreed with him, and it went top 5.
It did.
It did. You weren't sure for a minute. You forgot. It's the space lag.
It is.
I just thought about something. Jet is a great name for space. Did you come in your jet?
Yes, I did.
You whizzed up here with the
Yes.
guys. Thanks for coming. Tell us about your life and how you began in the record business.
I started out playing guitar when I was 13, but didn't get really serious about it until I was 15 and joined the Runaways, or formed the Runaways.
Of course, because the Runaways were good-looking ladies, but yet also played raunchy rock and roll.
Yeah, we did. We could play good rock and roll.
Yeah. We had sort of a version with a lady called Susie Quatro in the 70s. Did you base yourself on her at all?
No, I was inspired by the fact that she had the guts to get up on stage and play.
Because she was the...
Yeah, I was more inspired by the style of the early 70s British music. You know, the 3-minute songs, simple lyrics, danceable. They're about fun things.
Yeah.
That was the main inspiration in that kind of music for me.
And it was great when she went to #1. You must have thought, you know, it is possible for a lady to do it.
Exactly, just like girls are saying to me now, well, if she can do it, then I can do it, you know.
That's good. Must be a good feeling.
Yeah.
A pioneer. Tell me something about it, Lee. Bad Reputation we're going to see next, video from Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. What's the story behind this one?
Well, the story actually is a synopsis of the story of Joan Jett and the Blackhearts sort of searching for a record deal. And as you can see, if you watch the video, it shows how many of the record companies sort of overlooked us as being a valid band to record. And then as time would have it, by the end, we did wind up with a record company, and we did wind up with a #1 record, so it sort of surprised the entire industry.
And this was on an independent label?
Yes, it was it became Blackheart Records, which later turned into Boardwalk Records.
Right, well, Ricky's getting going, so let's watch Bad Reputation.
Let's do that. Okay, that was the Bad Reputation video, which is probably one of my favorites of all the ones we've done.
Self-indulgence time, one of your favorites.
Yeah,
it's great, though.
It was a little bit of a giggle against the record companies. It was nothing meant seriously, you know, a little stuff, you know.
Yeah, a bit of a push at somebody,
yeah. We hope everybody took it in the right frame of mind.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, anybody, I think, in the music business, you know, or in a band can relate to that video if they see it, you know. I'm sure they've
all had
those
problems getting up there, right.
It seems to be a favorite of all of, you know, any friends we have that are musicians or something. I always like this video, too, because it sort of says it all, you know.
Nice tune.
The thing is about getting back to how it took us a while to get started is the I Love Rock and Roll sound was very guitar-oriented, crunchy kind of, you know, straight-ahead rock and roll.
So powerful.
Yeah, but everybody thought that it was a little too strong for radio, you know what I mean? The guitar sound was a little crunchy at the time when it came out. What was going on at the time was a lot of synthesizer kind of sounds. And everybody said, nah, it's rubbish, you know, old-fashioned guitars, this and that, but it seems to have proved everybody wrong.
What number did that get to in America?
I think it was #1. I can't really remember, but...
Somewhere like that.
8 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Was it 8 weeks?
8
weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
That's not bad. And it went top 5 in Britain as well.
Yes.
And in space, it was such a big hit in space. All the Martians were running out going, I love rock and roll. Every day they loved it.
They're still listening to it.
When we get there, we're going to do Barraged by Martians.
That's it.
I Love Rock and Roll.
They do, they do.
How far in space are we, by the way?
We're a long way up. We're in the 23rd known galaxy, which is a hell of a way.
It's hard for me to, like, you know, figure out how far we are because I'm usually always in space in one way or another.
I see, yeah, anyway, right, yeah. So it's Prince, actually. Here he is now on the Skyfire.
Good segue.
Little red Corvette.
Good segue.
Have you seen him
Well, he likes you.
Well, he does. How do you know?
Sure, of course he does.
I think he makes very good records.
Yeah.
I've not seen his movie, Purple Rain, but everyone...
It hasn't come out in
says, "Let's
space yet.
go."
I haven't seen it yet, no.
I know, being way
You
out
seen
here.
it, Lee?
I haven't seen it myself.
Ricky?
I haven't seen it, but
Who has seen
it? Prince is bad. I mean,
bad as in good?
Bad, like, somebody was telling me that last night. You know, when I said bad, they didn't understand that I meant.
Sure, I understood you.
Like
Maybe
James
some
Brown
of us Scandinavians won't. Bad means like great, awesome, fantastic.
He's got the music that, you know, you just can't help but dance to.
Yeah, it's really sort of hypnotic.
Plus the clips you've seen, like Let's Go Crazy. In America, we've seen a clip called Let's Go Crazy.
Yeah, that was currently #1 a couple of weeks ago.
The performance of that was so tremendous. I was thinking, if he can do this live, that's...
The beginning of that song is like, all you people gathered here together, isn't it? It's amazing, the sound on that.
It's a great record.
Is there a video for that?
Yeah, for Let's Go Crazy?
Yeah,
there is.
I suppose there must be, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think we've had it yet.
His lyrics are great, too. He's got a great sense of humor, you know what I mean? He doesn't take anything serious.
Do you think he's the new Michael Jackson?
Well, I think he's a little bit different than that.
Yeah.
He's a musician himself, and he plays quite a few instruments.
At least 30.
Yeah, so
he's rockier more than
he's
disco.
not just a pop star who can sing and dance.
And he doesn't have a llama in his bedroom either.
Well, besides that, he's a lot looser than Michael Jackson. I think of him more as like a Little Richard kind of guy, you know what I mean? He's funny, he's like wild.
He's a
wild
rocker.
man.
He's a rocker
Sure.
as opposed to a showman,
Right.
in the other respect, you know.
I think he's a bit of a showman, otherwise he wouldn't dress up the way he does.
Well, Michael's a showman as well.
Right.
And with his llama and his boa constrictor, he does have all that stuff in his bedroom. Right, yeah, well, let's play another song then. My space director always waves at me. Should we have Crimson and Clover now?
Yes.
Coming up on the Sky-Fi. Sharp in Space on a Saturday night. Welcome back to the party show with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts and I Need Someone. And do you know what I like, Joan, about your videos and your songs? Apart from being sort of good, boppy rock and roll, they seem to be very tuneful. Do you have an emphasis on the tuneful? Because so many bands can play na-na-na-na-na, but be very untuneful. You like a melodic sound.
Yes,
I think
because
it's important.
it is important because you want your audience to be able to sing along.
Sure.
You know, and I think the more melodic the song is, you know, the more people are sort of almost swept into, you know, or driven into singing along.
Certainly, that's
because
nice.
they can't help it.
Exactly.
You know, if you hear a great melody, you just sort of hum along and sing along.
I mean, otherwise, Ricky, it can just become a noise, can't it? Sort of like a one built-up sort of barrage of guitars and drums and sound. I don't really like that.
Yeah, I think you need a good melody on anything, you know what I mean? That carries it for me to listen to. When you hear a song on the radio, it's either the beat or the melody that grabs you first.
Sure, I can still hear your song in the background now. It's great, you know, it's really nice. I haven't actually heard I Need Someone before. Shows my ignorance on the
Well, even backtracking a little bit,
it.
the one before this, Crimson and Clover, right?
Yeah.
We have the show in America, MTV, which is a 24-hour music station.
Right, I know it well.
And that video was voted one of the 10 best, I think, of all, you know, of the year or whatever.
All time.
All time.
All time, yeah.
All time.
I mean, this show's only been on for 3 years, so that's what I said.
That's it. Well, we haven't been here that long in space, but I reckon it must rate fairly highly amongst ours already.
Yeah, you know, there was one scene in that where we were behind these, like, Japanese screens. Joan had a whip, see? She was like, you know, and I was playing the guitar behind it, and she was supposed to, like, whip the screen down and grab the guitar out of my hand and then smash it. And you see, this was all supposed to be like, you know, this is like a movie, you know, like videos.
Gotcha.
But Joan doesn't fool around. You see, she does these things.
Yeah,
I had like scars on my
I
hand.
got that whip in my hand. I was whipping.
It was like, you know,
Whip it to me, whip it good.
the thing is, it's like, it's hard for me to keep this beak out of the way of certain things anyway. See, so it was sort of a kind of dodging kind of motion. But I just want to say that guitar that she smashed was not mine.
Oh, that's all right then, that's okay. Talking of raunchy guitar sounds, we have another one appearing in the background now, which we're going to see in just a second. Get to the rhythm and shake our space feet here on a Saturday night. Do you like ZZ Top then?
Yes, and this is a good song because it's about one of those, you know,
One of
good old
those-
emotions.
I see.
Talk about crunchy guitars.
All right,
Yeah.
Here we
let's
go.
watch Gimme All Your Lovin' on the Sky-Fi with Joan Jett, the Blackhearts, Pat Sharp, and some good music. ZZ Top, I do want one of those key rings. Can you get me one of those, Joan?
Sure.
You can? Because you know those guys, don't you, yeah?
Yeah, we played with them, actually.
Great, they got a good sound. I mean, there's another example of a melodic sound, yet it's powerful,
Yeah.
and it's good, right?
Do those guys have the beat or what?
They certainly, I
telling
love
you.
legs.
Yeah, and I like their beards too, by the way.
Do you?
The thing is, we did a bunch of shows with
I
them.
prefer their legs.
Well, hey, it's your problem. we did a bunch of shows in the States with them, and
Yeah.
talk about pure rock and roll. These three guys come on, they are like Texas, man. They look like that, and they just come on and they rock from the beginning of the set. The whole set is a.
How long would they play though? How long could they keep it up?
About 2 hours, I imagine.
A couple of hours?
2 hours at least, yeah.
At least,
Wow, that's quite long. Some people don't do that long here in England.
They're a band that I've been into since I was a kid, man. I was
Yeah.
just listening to their records all the time. They got that crunchy guitar sound.
But you do like softer songs as well.
Yeah, I love soft songs. Why, is this a segue?
Well, we're going to mix for a couple of things here, yeah. What do you think of Cyndi Lauper?
I think she's great. I
Yeah.
think she's got a wonderful voice.
And her style and her makeup and everything you think is good?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting.
What do you think of videos having a large impact on a song? I mean, actually having an epic before you actually hear the... What are you going to do with it?
Well, there's one of us that's missing today, you know what I mean? Gary Ryan, our bass player,
Yeah.
is not here with us today, and I'll just, like, you know, make believe I'm in school.
Okay.
Lee, why don't you tell him what happened last night?
Well, you know, Gary was having some fun last night.
Yeah. What, he was out and about in space or on Earth?
Well,
He was in space.
he may have been in space, but
Wait, let me show a before picture.
Show
This
the
is Gary.
picture.
Can you see this? This is Gary before.
Okay, show it over here. Look, here we go. That's how Gary used to
Handsome,
look.
good-looking kind of guy.
He is, isn't he? Yeah,
Okay,
great
good.
stuff.
Gary-
Your words, not mine.
Gary found himself in a little bit of trouble last night.
Yeah.
And, he got sort of lost
Yeah.
about town, and us wondering where he was, he sort of wandered in the wee hours of the morning.
Is this all true, Joan?
As far as I was sleeping.
We was
This is what he now looks like.
Gary now.
That's a perfect example of what he looks like.
What
right now,
on
I
earth
think.
happened to Gary? Did he get in a space fight?
Well, you might say it was a space fight.
He was looking for trouble, I think, from the beginning of the night.
He was getting ready to
And he found
he
it.
was getting ready to burn down
We'll
the
have to
house.
wish him burn down the house.
Yeah.
Not the Talking Heads song.
You bet.
Oh, fancy that, Joan. If you do, it's coming up now.
Here it comes.
Joan, quick round of applause from her fans here. Very good.
That's hard.
That's not that hard. It's all
You're
right.
used to it.
So listen, tell me a little bit about the video we're hearing now in the background.
Well, I like this song because they seem to have so much fun with doing this
They
song.
do. David Lee Roth's always shaking his head around everything like this, isn't he?
Yeah.
You do that with your hair?
Well, yeah, I shake my head around
Sure.
because it's natural.
That's it,
Shake
yes.
my head around. yeah.
Naturally spiky as well. Looking very smart today, Joan,
Thank
may I
you.
say. A little
Thank you.
smile and a little giggle and a little touch of Panama. Van Halen. It's Van Halen and Panama. Panama's quite a famous place for you, isn't it, Ricky?
That's right. That was one of the shows we did a few months ago, and we were one of the first rock bands to play. Well, we were the first rock band to play there. But the thing is we did a TV show, and we sort of got mobbed. You know,
Really?
they didn't expect it, and there were like 5,000 people going crazy.
But you're used to that.
Well, yeah, but we weren't, see, they weren't used to it, so they weren't ready for this mob. And as they left, as we got taken out of this place, everybody got thrown into cars, except for me. See, I was left standing
True.
there, and you could tell I'm a very athletic kind of guy
That's
anyway.
it. Very fit.
So I was standing there amidst
you
these
better leave
5,000
them.
people all coming at me at once as I watched the Black Hearts sort of like drive off into the sunset, you know what I mean?
But you all made rock history that day anyway.
Yeah, almost forever that, you know what I mean?
Joan, you got a question to give away some of these, yeah? Which is the new album out in Europe very, very soon. And indeed, 8 picture discs of I Love Rock and Roll, never before available in Europe. I must make that point. Show the 8, guys. There they are. 8 and 1 lucky winner of the new LP. Glorious results of a misspent youth, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. End of commercial. What's the question, Joan?
All you've got to, we showed you a picture of the Blackhearts.
Yeah.
All we need to know is...
We showed them Gary as well
yes,
with the black
we showed
eye.
Gary
Right.
with the black eye. All we need to know is what instrument does he play?
In the Blackhearts.
In the Black-
We mentioned that,
We've been
didn't
trying
we?
to figure that out for ages.
That's it. But we did give a little clue, didn't we, somewhere along the line?
We did give a clue, but you
Here's-
have to pick it up. Yeah.
Sure. Here's the address to write to. It is The Sky-Fi Music Show, care of Pat Sharp, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, 31 to 36 Foley Street, London, W1. And lots of luck to you on that competition. Don't forget the brand new album just out in Europe any day now, and also 8 picture discs of I Love Rock and Roll. I've mentioned it already. Glorious results of a misspent youth. I know my stuff. Have you enjoyed yourselves in space?
Yes.
Marvelous time.
You've all had a good time. Thanks for coming in, Lee.
It's a pleasure.
And Ricky as well. I hope you've had a
And
good
we'll
time.
see Europe soon.
You certainly will, Joan. When are you going to Europe? You got any
We're going
dates
to
there?
Europe real soon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What sort of
I
parts
know
of
I've
Europe
got
you going to?
time.
Go on, reel them off, quick. Here we go.
27th October, Munich,
Yeah.
Nuremberg,
On the 28th.
Ziegen, Germany, starting
Ludwigshafen in Germany on the 3rd of November. Lucerne in Switzerland on the 16th. Zwolle in Holland on the 18th. Hamar in Norway on the 20th.
and Stockholm and Sweden on the 30th.
You're all over the shop, aren't you?
Yes.
Here's the Gary Glitter song that you did.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Goodbye. Thank you.